Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers NORC, Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Just make sure that you've got your comfortable chair. And then today you can also grab, if you have a belt or a scarf, great, or you can even just use the sweatshirt. I just kind of grabbed a sweatshirt because we're just going to use that for a little extra support, and you can just gently set it aside to start. And then just start to kind of settle yourself into your chair this morning. Start to feel your feet gently rest on the floor. So just creating a little bit more intention with the way that you're seated. You can let your hands rest on tops of your thighs, palms face down or up. Start to feel your spine grow a little bit taller. And close your eyes or just begin to soften through the gaze. Allow the shoulders to release away from your ears. Releasing your jaw. Softening the muscles of your face, so you might even kind of make a few funny faces to kind of release any tension that you might not even be aware you're holding on to. Just taking these first few moments of class to really just settle in. Just beginning to check in with your body this morning. Just beginning to observe anything going on in your body. Good, bad, tight, spacious. And just acknowledging it. Really allow your intention to connect with your breath. Starting to feel your breath deepen. Just allowing each inhale and each exhale to be more intentional than the last. A couple more rounds of breath here. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. And just start to roll the shoulders back. So you don't even need to move the hands, just finding a little movement in the shoulders. And then going the other way. And then allow your fingertips to dangle to the ground. So just let them come by your side. If you have arms on the chair, they might kind of rest on the arms of the chair a little bit. And just really let the arms be heavy. So you might even shake it out a little bit. And then you're just going to allow the arms to just stay where they're at. Just really let them dangle, let them hang. Just try not to add any work into that. And just bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Let's add a little bit of the neck. You're not trying to force that ear as close to the right shoulder as you can get it. It's really just about letting the head get heavy. You might feel the sensations of the stretch, you may not. Just kind of depends on what's going on in your neck muscles today. Just one more breath here. And allow the chin to roll across the center of the chest. This is how we're going to get to the other side. And then let the left ear come to the left shoulder. Really just allowing gravity to take over here. Then begin to allow the chin to roll back to the center of the chest. And let's find a couple of gentle rocks from side to side. So you can keep your eyes closed or you can open them. If you do get dizzy easily, I recommend keeping the eyes open and just finding a spot in front of you to gently gaze at and just keeping your gaze at that one spot. Now it's going to feel a little weird, but it will help so that way you're not kind of like moving that gaze and shifting the gaze so much. I don't know about you, but my neck is super tight today. I have no idea what I did while I was sleeping. Let's take a couple more. Just eventually letting your chin fall back to the center of the chest. And let's keep the head heavy here and then add those shoulder rolls again. And go the other way. Gently start to lift your head up and let's reach the arms all the way up to the sky. So you're just going to lose my palms when I reach up, but that's okay. because we're gonna bring them right back down by the side. Reach the arms all the way up. And then bring them all the way back down. Use your breath. Reach the arms all the way up. Inhale. And then exhale to bring it all the way down. And then just kind of shake out the arms. And let's bring our hands back to the tops of the legs. This time palms face down. And start to open up your heart. So feel the shoulder blades squeeze together as you start to look a little bit more in front of you and even a little up in front of you. So you might be looking towards like where your ceiling and your wall meet, depending on where you are in relationship to the room you're in. And then start to round the spine. Bring the chin to the chest. Feel like you're trying to pull the shoulder blades apart. And begin to open the heart, look forward, look a little up and around the spine, chin to chest. Let's do 2 more rounds. Look forward, open the heart, and then round spine, curl it in. Last round. Look forward, open the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then round the spine, curl it all the way in. Then bring yourself back to a neutral spine and allow your fingertips to dangle to the ground again. And again, you might kind of shake them out on the way there. Really trying to release all of our joints, really get the body moving and blood flowing. And start to let your right hand, almost like it wants to touch the floor to the right side. You're probably not going to touch the floor. I'm definitely not going to touch the floor. But I just want to let my body get heavy. And then at that point where I start to feel like my whole body wants to come with it, that's where I'm going to stop. And you can keep your left hand on your left leg. You might even bring your left hand to your left hip or your left rib cage. Actually, let's do that. Because what I want you to do here is feel some space, like you're creating a little bit of space between each rib. So you might even kind of use your hand a little bit to just feel that space open up. And slowly start to come all the way back up. Pause, resettle into your chair. And then start to reach the left hand like you're going to reach the floor, but you're not going to. And then bring your right hand to your right rib cage. And you might even just kind of leave the hand there or just gently glide it up and down. As if you're just trying to create a little extra space for the ribs to breathe. And slowly start to bring yourself all the way back up. Pausing, resettle back into your chair. And start to scoot just a little forward on your chair. Don't come all the way off your chair. Just scooting a little forward so you're not all the way on the back of your chair. Make sure your feet are still firmly rooted into the ground. And start to walk both hands over to the right leg and maybe to the outside of your right thigh, and then allow your upper body and your torso to turn to the right as well. If you have an armrest on your chair, you are so welcome to use that. It doesn't matter how deep you go. In fact, you don't even really want to go that deep. We're just trying to get the spine to move in all different directions. And always bring yourself back to your breath. Encourage the breath to help create a little bit more space. And slowly start to walk your hands all the way back to the middle. Pause, readjust, realign. You might even notice a little shift from side to side. And then we'll start to bring both hands over to the left leg. Allow your torso to come with it a bit. You have that arm rest. Feel free to use your arm rest. And again, remember, we're not trying to get into our deepest, powerful, like crazy twist here. We're really just trying to get our bodies to rotate in different directions, to just break up some of that tension right at our muscles, keep our joints nice and mobile. Always bringing yourself back to your breath. So even if you feel like you're not creating as much space as you want to, envision that breath creating the space. That actually will help. And start to untwist, bring yourself back to center. If there's any kind of movement of the torso here that you want, maybe it's little circles. I'm just trying to find a little bit of space. So you're gonna stay a little bit where you're at in the chair. So you're a little scooted forward. And let's just close our eyes here for a moment. You can bring your hands to rest on tops of your thighs. So we've 100% been just kind of focusing on the upper body, the torso, the spine. Our legs have been pretty in a still position. Sometimes birds are hard for me in the morning. Just kind of being immobile and just hanging out. So allow your breaths to start to bring your connection back to your whole body. So you have probably been focusing your breath on everything we've been doing on the upper body. So let's just begin to bring that full awareness back in. One more breath here. And just start to reach your right leg forward and roll out your ankle. The heel can still rest on the floor. We don't have to let it float here. basically just trying to wake up the lower half of the body. Wiggle your toes. And do the same with the other leg. We're starting to wake up these joints. Right, and then place the feet back on the floor. And let's slide your right leg forward. So the heel is resting on the floor and the toes are pointing up to the sky. So really flexing into the foot. Feel like you're trying to press your heel more forward. You can always hold on to your chair. You don't want to press it so far forward that you bring your whole body with you. And then point the foot. So almost like you're trying to get the whole foot flat on the ground. So just giving a little gentle stretch to the front of the ankle and the shins as opposed to just the calf. And then flex the foot again, and then just start to lift the heel up off of the floor. It doesn't matter how high it lifts. And lower the heel back down. So really feel your whole leg engage, really feel your hip flexors engage, and then lift the heel up off of the floor. It's okay if you have a little bend into your knee, you don't have to force the leg straight. Listen to your body. And then lower the heel back down. Do 2 more. Lift the heel up. And lower it down. 1 more. Lift the heel up. And lower it down. Relax the foot and slide your right foot back to meet your left, bending into the knee. Let's do the other side. So slide your left leg forward. Flex the foot. So really pressing the heel into the ground. And then point the foot like you're trying to press the whole bottom of the foot onto the ground. Doesn't matter if it actually goes. And then flex the foot again and lift the heel up off of the floor. And lower it down. Lift the heel up. And lower it down. 2 more. Lift the heel up. Doesn't matter how high it goes, just adding a little activation and then lower it down. 1 more. Lift the heel up. And then lower it down. Relax the foot. Bend the knee, bring the foot back onto the floor. You might even kind of shake it out a little bit. So go ahead and reach for your sweatshirt or your belt, whatever you had grabbed, whatever is next to you. And take that and then just wrap it around the bottom of the foot. And you can kind of stand on it now. Find a comfortable grip with the hands. And then start to slide the heel forward. So just like we did before, except I want you to create just a little bit more resistance with the sweatshirt or the strap that you have. So you're kind of gently tugging on what you're holding on to while you're kicking the foot into the strap for the sweatshirt. And then just start to lift the leg up. So by lifting your leg up, you're actually going to pull a little bit with the arms. So your leg is working, but try to see if once the heel is up off the ground, again, it doesn't matter how high it goes, you can try to let the leg relax a little bit and totally trust into the strap. So it's actually going to give you a little bit more of a stretch on the backs of the legs as opposed to just that activation that we did last time. And then just lower the heel down. You do not have to hold this forever. And we'll do the same exact thing. So we'll do it a couple of times. So pull with the strap, that's going to actually lift the foot. And then lower it down. So again, pull with the strap and lower it down. One more, pull with the strap and then lower it down. So keep the strap or whatever you've got on the bottom of the foot and then just bend the knee. So you're just standing on it, or not really standing it, but your foot is just on what you've got. And then just take a moment here to pause. And you're going to do the same thing that we just did, where you're going to tug at the strap or the sweatshirt, but you're going to keep the knee bent. So just give a little tug and lift the foot up off the ground. You're probably going to feel it in a little different spot of the leg. And then lower it down. Lift the foot, but you're actually tugging a little bit with your prop. And then lower it down. Let's do just one more. Lift the foot and lower it down. So let's move our prop to the other foot, but we'll pause when we first arrive. And start to slide your heel forward. So you're just straightening the leg. So just like we did before, except now we've got our sweatshirt with us, or your strap. Then again, you're gonna lift with the hands, but the leg is just gonna come for the ride. So tug a little bit with the strap just to lift the heel up off of the ground. It doesn't matter how high it goes. Everyone's gonna be at a different spot and every day is gonna be a little different. And then lower the heel down. So start to lift with the upper body, lift the foot up off the ground. And then lower. Lift the foot. And lower. Just one more, lift the foot. And lower. So bend your knee. Keep the strap or the sweatshirt, whatever you've got on your foot. Pause. And then again, you'll tug with the hands just to lift the foot up off of the floor. It's gonna feel a little different because your leg is bent now. And lower it down. Lift the foot. And lower. One more. Lift. And lower. And let's unwrap the foot. We can move our strap and our prop out of the way. You can even scoot yourself a little back on your chair again, especially if you've been forward. Kind of shake it out, rinse it out however you want. And start to start to hug your right knee into your chest. You can use your hands and you can actually use your pop if you still have it nearby. And then you just want to start to bring the foot over your ankle over the top of the knee. I always give the option that if this is like way too much today, you can scoot a little forward. You want to make sure you're always supported. Straighten your left leg a little bit and then maybe bring your right foot somewhere lower on the leg. You can even just cross up the ankles and keep that bend in the knees. You find your sweet spot today. And you might stay right here, or you might just start to lean just a little forward. You're just shifting the weight of your torso. And you can even just kind of hang out and rest on your legs. If it feels okay on your spine, you can even round the back a little bit. So almost think like that cat stretch that we took way at the beginning of class. Reconnecting to your breath. No matter where you are with the legs or the upper body, just start to bring the upper body a little bit over to the right. It can literally be an inch, or it can be 20. Probably not 20 though. Maybe somewhere in the middle. Really subtle shifts create really subtle changes, but it is a little different. And just allow that weight of the upper body to come back to the middle and then actually bring it over to the left a little bit. Coming all the way back to the middle. And if you're rounded a little forward, just slowly start to realign your torso. And then allow your right foot to come back to the floor. Whatever you need to shake it out and to rinse it out. So we'll start to do the same thing on the other side. So it doesn't matter where you went on that side in terms of your leg. You can always adjust on the second side because your sides are going to be totally different. So we'll start by just kind of bringing that knee a little bit into the chest. So that's going to be an activation through the hip flexors. And then you might start to bring the ankle to the top of the knee. Or you can slide the foot down the leg, or even just cross at the ankles with the left ankle on top and front is perfect. It is a difference. You can stay upright, or as we hold, you're welcome to start to feel like you're trying to shift the torso weight a little bit forward. Always bringing yourself back to your breath. Start to bring your torso a little bit over to the left. And then shift the weight of your torso back to the middle and over to the right. And it's just a little bit, just changing the sensation subtly. Then bring your torso all the way back to the middle. And nice and slow, just start to bring yourself up. Excuse me. Allow your left foot to come to the floor and you can shake it out. And let's stop sitting before we move into Shavasana. Got plenty of time, so just bring yourself to stand. And then you can bring yourself to the back of the chair. I just turned my chair so that way you could see where I'm at. And then even when you first just get there, just kind of move around a little bit. We've been sitting for a long time. And it's always good to kind of just get the body up and moving and even just marching the legs. Just to get the blood flowing. Just allow your feet to start to feel rooted into the floor. And just lift your left heel or your right one. It doesn't matter. We're going to do both. And then lift the other heel. And then go back to your first heel. And then back to your second. Lower the heels down. And again, you can kind of just shake it out, roll out the ankles. And bring your forearms to rest on the back of a chair, So you can even use like a bookshelf if you don't have a back of the chair. Just bring your arms onto the shelf. And then just so you can start to walk the feet back. And maybe bring your forehead to rest on your arms. So again, it doesn't matter how far you go back, but you're just trying to create a little bit of lengthening through the spine. Always keep a little bend into your knees. And then nice and slow, start to walk your feet back in, lifting your whole body upright. Let's hold on to the back of the chair or your shelf, whatever you've got is perfect. And take a little lean over to one side. And over to the other. And you might even bring your gaze up. And then bring your chin to your chest and round the spine. You notice something moving on my couch. It's just my puppy. Just scroll down in her burrow. And then you can do that again. Open the heart. And round the spine. Bring yourself back to the middle and let's just reach the arms all the way up. Like you're taking a deep morning stretch, like you just rolled out of bed. And then release the arms down. Start to make your way back into your chair. If you'd like Shavasana on the ground, go ahead and just set yourself up on the ground so you can lay all the way down. Or if there's any other version of that that you like, we're going to do a couple more things before we get there, but you're welcome. Bring yourself there now. They don't want you to get too comfy and then have to move. So set yourself up as if you were going to come right into Shavasana right now. And when you begin to arrive, wherever that is, you can begin to close your eyes. And then bring one hand to rest on your heart, on your chest, and one hand to rest on your belly. Feeling the breath move in and out. Feeling the chest and belly rise up and down. Checking in with your body. Notice if you're gripping anywhere, if you're really tensing up to hold yourself in a certain position. You just begin to slowly soften those places. So feeling your breath deepen as you pause. You are welcome to stay right here. Sometimes keeping the hands in this space where you breathe can help to ground you. And if you're really feeling that grounding here, go ahead and stay. Or you can just allow the arms to relax. Whatever that means to relax, they can rest on the legs by your side if you're on the ground. Perhaps just keeping that intention on the breath for a few more moments and then allow it to naturally fade out as you really release and soften into your final Shavasana. In these last few minutes of class, in complete and total gratitude for your practice today. Shavasana. Starting to bring some awareness back into the space. Starting to bring some awareness back into the body. Just gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rolling out wrists and ankles. Start to bring your hands to your heart center. You can just bring both hands to rest on your heart space. And keep your eyes closed and your focus inside. Just thanking yourself for making it to your practice today, for your practice, for your energy, for your breath, and most importantly, for yourself. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. This is Dee from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.